And we are about to begin. I apologize for taking so long, but I think we are ready to go. We had been studying the Vav, and you've now learned just about every bit of Hebrew there is. So now we're practicing, and you are navigating beautifully the Friday evening service. So these are two paragraphs that are very well known as part of the Friday evening service. They're named here the Vayechulu and the Vishamru, Vayechulu, Vishamru. You notice that the Vav here is sounded as a V sound, Vayechulu and Vishamru. They both end in the U vowel. And now we're just reviewing some words that are part of the Vayechulu and the Vishamru. On line number 1. Vayechulu, Vayachal, Vachal, Mikal, Vayechulu, Vayachal, Vachal, Mikal. Line 2. Hashamayim, V'haaretz, Hashamayim, V'haaretz, Et Hashamayim, V'et Haaretz, Et Hashamayim, V'et Haaretz. That means heaven and earth. God has concluded the construction of the heaven and earth according to the book of Genesis. Line 3. Elohim, God's name. Elohim, Elohim, Elohim. Line 4. Bayom Hashvi'i, Bayom Hashvi'i, Bayom Hashvi'i, Et Yom Hashvi'i, Uvayom Hashvi'i. Line 5. Malachto Asher Asa, Malachto Asher Asa. Mikol Melachto Asher Asa. I apologize for the phone ringing in the background. I'm just going to ignore it. Mikol Melachto Asher Bara Elohim La'asot. La'asot et Hashabat. La'asot et Hashabat. Ki Sheshet Yamim Asa Hashem. Ki Sheshet Yamim Asa Hashem. Line 6. Vayishbot Bayom Hashvi'i. Vayishbot Bayom Hashvi'i. Kivo Shavat Uvayom Hashvi'i Shavat. Kivo Shavat Uvayom Hashvi'i Shavat. Line 7. Vishamru et Hashabat La'asot et Hashabat. Line 8. Vishamru V'nei Yisrael. Uvein B'nai Yisrael. Line 9. Beini Uvein. Line 10. Berit Olam Oti Le'olam. Now I'll review a little bit more. This is the Vayachulu, of which I spoke a moment ago. Vayachulu Hashamayim V'haaretz V'chol Tziva'am. Vayachal Elohim Bayom Hashvi'i Malachto Asher Asa. Vayishbot Bayom Hashvi'i Mikal Malachto Asher Asa. Vayavarech Elohim et Yom Hashvi'i Vayakadesh Oto. Kivo Shavat Mikal Malachto Asher Bara Elohim La'asot. This is a little bit of a summary of the entire first 2 chapters, you might say, of the book of Genesis. And the heavens and the earth and all they contained, that refers to the stars. The heavens and the earth and all their contents, all their hosts were concluded. And God concluded on the 7th day God's work which God had done, and God rested on the 7th day from all of God's work which God had done. And God blessed the 7th day, and God made it holy. This is the important element. This is what really energizes Shabbat. Shabbat is not only the conclusion of the creation of the physical reality, which we call the universe, but by voluntarily refraining from work, we replicate what God has done, and we imbue our reality with a sense of the sacred. Voluntarily refraining from ordinary activities highlights your and my embrace of the spiritual. That's the key element. And Shabbat, or Sabbath, has been core to Jewish identity for over 3,000 years. The last line. For on it, God rested from all of God's work, which God had been doing and creating. So that's the Vayachulu paragraph, which we recite and or sing or pray or meditate upon during Friday evening service. Some people include this in the Friday evening at home ritual when they recite the prayer, holding a glass of wine, which is known as Kiddush or Kiddush. And in some traditions, these first 5 lines are recited prior to the blessing of the Borei Pri Hagafen and the other paragraph known as Kiddush. Now we have Vishamru, which is recited Friday night, and typically it's sung out loud, and it's also the main portion of the Shabbat morning Amida, which is the main prayer. It's the direct meditation or prayer spoken by an individual to God, and the Vishamru is in that prayer on Saturday morning. So here's Vishamru. A bit smaller. Vishamru V'nei Yisrael et Hashabat La'asot et Hashabat L'dorotam Berit Olam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael. Ot-hi le'olam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael. Ot-hi le'olam. Look at these three words. Beini uvein b'nei. Next line down. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. Uvayom hashvi'i shavat vayinafash. Uvayom hashvi'i shavat vayinafash. By the way, I think we've mentioned this before. This is pronounced Adonai. It is an abbreviation of the well-known Jewish name, which has 4 Hebrew letters. Those 4 Hebrew letters are written as a Yud, a Hey, a Vav, and a Hey, but pronounced Adonai as God's sacred name. And only during prayer and Torah study do we mention the name aloud. If we are not actively involved in prayer and Torah study, we say Hashem. And typically Hashem is written with a Hey and an apostrophe. A little bit of review, and then we'll conclude today. Just to practice the lettering with your vowels. I think we can see these now. Zion. Zu, zu, zo, zo, za, za, z, z, zay, zay, ze. Gimel. Gu, gu, go, go, ga, ga, gi, gi, gay, gay, ga. Pay. Pu, pu, po, po, pa, pa, pi, pi, pay, pay, pe. Fe. Fu, fu, fo, fo, fa, fa, fi, fi, fe, fe, fe. Tav. Tu, tu, to, to, ta, ta, ti, ti, te, te, te. Again, this is a tav as well. Tu, tu, to, ta, ta, ti, ti, te, te, te. This is the tet. Tet. Tu, to, ta, ta, ti, ti, te, te, te. This is the bet. Boo, boo, bo, bo, ba, ba, be, be, bay, bay, be. Excuse me. Remember, the bet has the belly button. It is a ball. It has a belly button in the center. The vet has no belly button. Vu, vu, vo, vo, va, va, vi, ve, ve. Now this is a vav. Sometimes it's the oo sound. Sometimes it's a v. Depends on the structure. This is vu. This would be vu. This is vo. This is o. Va, va, vi, ve, ve. This is the hey. Who, ho, ha, he, hey, he. This is the chet. Hu, cho, cha, chi, he. This is the chaf. Hu, cho, cha, chi, he. Here's the kaf. Ku, ko, ka, ki, ke, ke. Kuf, ku, ko, ka, ki, ke. Shin, shu, sho, sha, she, she. Sin, su, so, sa, si, say. Well, I think I made a mistake. Let's look at this. This needs to be just a little bit bigger. See, here's the left-hand dot and an O dot side by side. See, that's the O dot. That's the O dot. So since we know this is a sin, so this would be so as well because it's got the O dot in the upper left corner and also its own dot, making it the sin. Since I couldn't quite tell, I read it quickly as so. But thinking about it now, because of the context that all of these elements are teaching the O vowel as a dot in the upper left corner, it occurred to me that this is so. And you just learned a lesson. So based upon the context of what you're reading and where you're reading, you have to make a judgment call as you're reading letters. And as words become more complicated, you need to take into account the context. And the more you practice reading, the more the context becomes a natural reference for you. Good going. Oops, a little bit bigger. This is the samach. Su, so, sa, si, say, se. You are doing great. We'll continue, but you're nearly finished with the Friday evening service, and I invite you to join us or join any synagogue online. It may be that you are starting to feel more comfortable coming into in-person services. Every synagogue has its own decision-making system because of the COVID outbreak. So you'd have to contact your local synagogue to find out what is an available opportunity for you to join in for in-person services and classes. But for now, just realize how much you've accomplished. You're doing great. And I wish you all the best. Congratulations. Lehitrot until we see each other again. Shalom.